Howdy. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Wal Thornhill. You should get familiar with him and his work. At least he is a brilliant scientist. And let's give him a word for a few moments. And I wanted to show you some things.
So, we have a new cosmology. A new forensic approach to old evidence produced a recent history of the solar system that requires a critical examination of modern science instead of dogmatic rejection of evidence. The result is an entirely new cosmology, the electric universe. The history of this new cosmological paradigm goes back to worlds in collision in 1950. In the last chapter, Velikovsky referred to Jupiter and Saturn as stars, and I quote, "There I wrote with respect to the future that some dark star like Jupiter or Saturn may be in the path of the Sun and may be attracted to the system and cause havoc in it." That was in chapter 9, the end. Worlds in Collision comprises only the last two acts of a cosmic drama, wrote Velikovsky in Kronos, Volume 5, Number 1, in 1979. That's the Kronos issue there. And then we have Dave Talbot's remarkable reconstruction of the earlier acts in our prehistoric skies. That was published in 1980. Then in Eon Volume 5, Number 5, in January 2000, I first published my physical model of Earth's relationship to the dark star dubbed Proto-Saturn in Stars in an Electric Universe. It had appeared earlier on my website as Other Stars, Other Worlds, Other Life in December 1999. And then we have all the books by Eduardo Cardona, and they're all there. God Star, published 2006, Metamorphic Star, 2008, Primordial Star, 2009, Flare Star, 2011.
Okay. I made a video some time ago where I found this village in France. I just followed earthquakes, and I wanted to show you a little thing what Google provided me with. And I don't know, that's maybe just some really random commercial to get people excited for travel. Or maybe just Google noticed that I have been watching Italy for quite many times. But anyway, Mama loves Italy. Saturnia hot springs. All you need to know to visit these scenic hot springs in Tuscany. Here they are. Not the best picture, but we will still see some better ones. However, it is only rather recently that this scenic location seems to have reached worldwide notoriety, mostly thanks to stunning aerial shots that have showcased its immense beauty. Indeed, the hot springs of Saturnia are lovely. What is special about the hot springs of Saturnia, Italy? Saturnia is a small locality in the south of Tuscany famous for its hot water springs and free scenic thermal baths. In other words, that's totally natural. Here, thermal warm water springs from the ground and cascades down to the slope of a small hill, creating pretty pools of translucent water with a delightful temperature of about 37 degrees all year round. The spring seems to have known since ancient times. Their name seemed to come from no less than the ancient Roman god Saturn, who is said to have created the spring with a hit of his bolt, a cosmic thunderbolt. And I think it's really interesting that people really cannot connect the things because a huge portion of mankind is suffering from amnesia, totally lost in their own history because nothing makes sense. Nothing is connectable because it That's the point of somehow the education system nowadays, that you are not supposed to connect some dots. You're just supposed to know about one single thing what you teach them. That's it. Leave the thinking to the scientists. Or leave it at least to someone else. But as I suggested many times, I think best is to think for oneself. Gather your own knowledge. Start to dig into things if you're interested in something. If you found or find a mystery, something doesn't match up, figure it out why it doesn't match up. Really. The only thing that you will ever have is this very moment. That's it. That's really it. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. This very moment is the only thing you will ever have. So, if you are living in the moment, you are living basically eternally, because it's only your mind which makes up a timetable. You got to hurry up 5 minutes and then we go. And the moment will never return. Next time when the moment happens, you notice that, yeah, I got a moment for myself. You won't reach the same conclusions maybe that you reached last time. You learned something, you experienced something. The silence is like the ocean, from where things will arise. And it's up to you to make them possible that they can reach you. And I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know how many of you have ever experienced an epiphany. If you ever have experienced an epiphany, you know what is an epiphany. Because this kind of thing to experience about whatever is much more worth than reading 10 or 100 books about a similar theme. You won't get to the same point. So it's really important to let your mind go. Let it play, and then you will have time for yourself. It will reach you. You won't get away from it. But let it run. And at least when it gets hungry, it will come back to you. So otherwise, don't worry about it. Keep an open mind. Be suspicious. And critical. And think for yourself. Like really. Thanks. Bye.